and I will destroy you. Go!
YouTube brain candy here. You know who it is. I am bringing you a game that I've been reviewing and playing for at least almost 10 hours now. Super addicted to. Didn't think I would like it. It is a 7 Nights 2 from Netmarble. So let's get into it. So the first thing I really want to talk about is how amazing the game is. When I first started playing it, I was blown away. Like, I couldn't not stop saying, wow, 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 wow. And one of the things about that is I didn't even expect to. I had no expectations of this game. It was just on my list to download. I have played it on mobile. I played it on BlueStacks, and get this, they just dropped a PC version of this game. It is just like the mobile. It's ported straight from the mobile, but instead of having to do it on BlueStacks, you can play it now on PC and desktop. So this, almost all this footage that I got is literally taken from that PC application, which is beta. Some of it's, BlueStacks. I have played it on the phone as well, so I kind of like have an idea of all of it. All right, so let's talk about the graphics and the sound quality. The very first thing this game tells you is this game is better played, or they tell you right at the beginning scene is this game is better played with headphones on, and they aren't lying. No matter what client you're using, if you're using or platform you're using, or whatever you're using to play the game, be it phone, be it BlueStacks, and being PC, which I played all of it, the music is actually really good. Most mobile games music is just, it makes me want to turn it off within 30 minutes because I am either annoyed or tired of hearing the same song over and over again, or there's just something with it, right? This game does not do that to me. I have not had a reason to turn the music down since I started playing it. In fact, it also switches the music up with, it syncs well with all the gameplay. Like, it's very well done. I mean, there's got to be a reason why they tell you to leave your headphones on at the beginning of it, right? As far as graphics goes, when I first played this on my Samsung Galaxy S21 and then on BlueStacks, wow, I was so blown away by how amazing the graphics was. I showed some of my friends at work the game, and they were like, wow, that's a mobile game. And I was like, yeah, that's a mobile game. Before the PC client was dropped, I played it on BlueStacks on my PC, and if you had been walking by, you would have been like, wow, that's a pretty sweet game. Now, this game can be played in auto or manual, of course. When you first start the game out, you start off as one character, so being manual for the fights is okay. But once you get into bigger boss fights, and now you're running 4 people at once, but you can switch between all 4 characters anytime you want, and I think that's really cool. You can actually switch the camera angle too. If you see the little camera at the bottom that says 2, you can switch it to 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 different camera angles, which I think is really cool. Or you can auto the game. It is a very auto-heavy game if you want it to be, and usually those kind of games people don't really care for auto games or idle games, right? Because most of the time auto or idle games make you, are boring. You're not really interacting very much, not doing much, but this game, for some reason, is different. I don't mind the auto on this game. I'm still drawn into it. In fact, I still enjoy all the battles, to be honest with you. And when you do fight like boss battles, you're not going to be able to idle through those. If there's some moves that some of the bosses can do that are going to wipe your whole team, so you're going to have to move them. Now, you don't have to necessarily just move all of them at the same time, and or just take it completely off of auto and run everybody's abilities. So you could choose between each character, and then of course you could control them and do their thing. And the other 4 are going to do, or the other 3 are going to do whatever they need to do. Plus you have a pet that helps you. Or you can do the auto and then have everybody rally on you. If you see the little flag above that has a rally, as you move, your team will move with you. So you don't have to, even though you're on auto, you don't have to just sit there and take the damage from the characters. You can actually move either with a controller or the WASD on your keyboard and or your phone, right? You can move out of the way. They're gonna have this big red area spread out where they're about to just jack you up, and you see it grow, and you get out of the way. And of course, once you get out of the way, you are safe, and you can just pummel them some more. I've had games where I've fought people and I've died because I've stood there and took it, opposed to moving around and actually getting out of the way of all the shots. So one of the other things I want to talk about, and this is kind of later in the game, this is kind of like one of the middle parts, but the beginning of the game, of course, had quite a bit of story in it. Netmarble does an amazing game with their stories. As I play Marvel Future Revolutions, this also comes from Netmarble. Kind of like this game, but not really. It's more, you know, of course, it's a Marvel game, and you're more in charge of your character, and more you can do more dodging. This game's got a little less dodging than that other one, of course, but you're not running a team of 4. You're only running one hero, right? So with this game, usually when I play gacha games, and I kind of liken this to a gacha game, even though it's not. It is a hero collector. However, it's not like it's not a huge amount of waifus, right? It's a bunch of different characters, and you build up your team. So you could call it a gacha, I guess, if you'd want to. But most of them have like a real long, drawn out conversations that just I can't stay awake for, and I usually skip. I don't really feel the need to skip through this. In fact, I kind of want to know the story, and they do a really good balancing between story and action, which I really like. There's no like long drawn out periods of talking and then action. It's like action and then story, action and then story, so you're invested. And the characters are actually really cool. I can tell you, I have fallen asleep playing idle games or heavy story games before, like as I'm reviewing or gaming on them or playing them, and I'll wake up with drool and a crick in my neck because I'm in my gamer chair. This game makes me want to not stop playing. That's how I know I like it. I'm constantly like, what's next? And that's good because I'm not passing out and hurting my neck, right? I guess, right?
Thank you for the compliment.
Leave them to us. Get out of here, too.
Now, just like most mobile games, this doesn't definitely have a lot of really cool, well, I feel like they're really cool side missions or side quests, or I wouldn't call them quests, I guess, but your dungeons got some celestial tower. It also has free exploration, which is something you can do when you run around. Instead of just running around where the game's taking you story-wise, you can actually run around and just fight. So it is kind of an open type game where you run around and fight in the field and stuff like that. You just hit field exploration. There's raids, there's dungeons, there are raids. They have so many different types of them, and I'm going to give you a little taste of all of them right now.
I'll kill you all!
Careful! The gate may open if we defeat the golem. I think that golems exist to protect something.
Crap, another golem? I am so sick and tired of golems!
So earlier you saw me in an 8-person raid where I was only using one of my characters, and the other 8 people were taken up by other people's main character where they want to use. This is actually another raid that you can do, which is 8 of your own personal team. So it'd be good to kind of diversify a little bit of your strength between everybody, not to just load 4 people with it. However, I don't have much of really that hard of a time, but this is. Though I wanted to point out that this is actually 8 of my own characters. The one before was actually 8 people, and you control one of the characters. There's a lot of styles of raids and dungeons, which is really cool. Okay, let's talk about the PvP aspect of this game. It is just like you're about to see here. There's two types. There's standard and there's competitive. I think it's the standard. I'm not sure. I'll have to check again. But you go in, you fight against other teams, characters. This is all comes down to your character's abilities and enhancements, stuff like that. So it's gonna get pretty cutthroat in there. But I actually kind of like the way PvP is. Maybe I'm just like to enjoy the battle, but it's pretty cool. One thing I want to throw out there that you might not have noticed is they have a cool little kill feed on the side that shows which character kills what character. I don't know why, but I kind of like it. Now, one thing too that I would like to point out that I don't think that this game is the only one that suffers from this. I feel like a lot of mobile games do, especially when they're free to play. And I can understand they want to make money off the game, but the one thing that annoys me the most about this game is you didn't get to see because I didn't put any of it in any of my first gameplay into this video. But almost immediately after you do your first thing, they ask you to go make a purchase or go buy a pack. And to me, the packs are let me enjoy the game first a little bit and give me some time to actually want to invest in this game. I have no problem in putting money into a free-to-play game that I really enjoy because I know that's the only way you're going to make money off of it, right? However, aggressively dropping ads like every couple of missions or whatever, it gets kind of annoying, and it can actually probably deter some people wanting to make those purchases. And I'm going to put this out there too as well. I haven't really bought any skins for this game yet. One thing I've been noticed a trend, and I'm just going to say it in this video towards a lot of mobile videos, is you guys are charging way too much for skins. Like $5, sure, up to $10 if it's a special skin, okay. But if you want me to drop $20 on a digital skin, you got to be out of your mind, especially if it's for a mobile game. There's no way I would drop $20 for something that may not even be there tomorrow. So just remember, you probably would get a little bit more purchases if you didn't do that. I can honestly say after playing this game, not even thinking not knowing anything about it, didn't know if I was going to like it, wasn't hyped for it. It is probably the best mobile game I have played all year. And I'll say that again, the best mobile game I played all year. Here's the thing, Netmarble does an amazing job with their games. Yeah, they're very pushy on purchases, but their graphics, their sound quality, their stories are balanced just perfectly. I feel like a lot of the other mobile game companies could probably learn a lot from them. From 1 out of 10, I give this game a wow. You know what I mean? That's not a perfect score. It could be better, right? 8, I would say really 8.5 to 10, but I definitely said a lot of wows when I first started playing this game, and it is definitely a game that I'm going to be playing a lot more in the future. All right, that's it for me, gamers. I'll see you later.